Come on up, Richie. I got a balloon for you. Don't you want a balloon? What's the matter? One balloon, not enough. Try a bitch!
It's the Evil Popcorn Podcast. King Special, Georgie.
Okay, so look, I would have to go. I am going to do them kind of in order, but only this one's only number one because it was the first one I read. So it is. So it's only a little thin one, but
Okay.
it's high school library. So Cycle of Wealth was my first. Number two, I would have to put as It. And number three would have to be The Talisman, which he co-wrote with Peter Straub. And there is a sequel coming out to that very soon.
I was going to say, it's supposed to drop in November, I think. Yeah. Actually, did you read The Black House, the first sequel?
Yes.
I personally, I mean, it takes place in Wisconsin. That's where I'm from. So that's middle America. It's middle of the United States for everyone out there. I personally enjoyed The Black House more than Talisman, but yeah, it's definitely one of my. I call that's one of my sleeper Stephen King. So it's not very talked about very often. So if you ever get a chance, definitely read The Talisman first, and then The Black House is really good.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, and they all link into the Gunslinger as well. So, and the Gunslinger links into The Stand, and The Stand links into all. Yeah, it's just all interconnected.
Yeah. 2000, I think it was 23. I got through the Dark Tower series, including all the ancillary stuff. So it's about 8,000 pages of. Yeah.
And the comics as well?
Not the comic. I've been picking them up, but I haven't read them yet.
The art is just like it looks exactly like I was what I imagined in my head.
Really?
Reading.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of that stuff. Yeah. And just wanted to touch on The Talisman, like with the gunslinger, epic science fiction, psychological Western, however you want to describe it. What's The Talisman? I read a little bit of it when I was young and then it got lost or I did something else, whatever. What genre is that?
Ooh, fantasy?
Yeah.
Fantasy? Okay.
Yeah. My honorable mention is Eyes of the Dragon, which is a pure fantasy novel. It is a prequel to The Talisman and the Gunslinger. It's set in the same kind of world. So, not Endworld, Edworld. Wow, I should know this.
Oh, yeah.
The Upside Down.
How many Googles are mine?
Where the main character travels to. So he's in our world, and he discovers that he can travel to a dark mirror of our world, which is set further back in time. It's more fantasy and magic rather than sci-fi. And he goes on a quest to save his mother, who is B great actress who is slowly fading away from sickness.
Nelly.
Yeah, it's true collaboration because I mean, obviously, when he's in the real world, you can tell it's Stephen King, and then you can tell it's Peter Straub when he's in the other world.
Correct.
It's a really cool collaboration. So if you get a chance, and it's rumor has it that Flanagan's supposed to be doing an adaptation sometime soon. So, obviously, or no, it wasn't. It was the Duffer Brothers. I'm sorry.
No,
it's Flanagan. It's Flanagan.
Okay, well, it's Flanagan. Okay. Because I know in Stranger Things, Lucas was reading the Talisman to Max's character there towards the end. So I thought, so sorry.
There you go. No, please. That's great. Please. Tom, please continue. Have you finished there, Baron?
Yes, I have. Thank you.
Tom, please.
Well, I brought props because I'm that guy. So I have kind of my third favorite Stephen King. It's kind of controversial, but I really, really, really enjoy this. And so we'll come up in my Stephen King media, but 11/22/63. Probably the best post car accident book that Stephen King wrote.
Yep.
Is that the one they made a James Franco miniseries?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm with
Just checking.
I haven't seen it, but I'm
caught
with
it,
you.
but just wanted to check.
I
Okay.
highly recommend. I have that in my media too. It's probably one of the better Stephen King adaptations because it's drawn out over a miniseries. But this book, it's not necessarily horror per se. When Stephen King does more character-driven stuff and less horror, I really kind of enjoy that stuff. I love that book. Yeah, so that's my
So
third
do I.
favorite.
Yeah.
I don't have a hard copy of this yet, but obviously big pick. The Stand, read this also when I was like 12, 13. I reread this in 2021. I may not recommend reading The Stand during a pandemic.
No,
Um, um, but it really kind of reignited because I hadn't read Stephen King in a long, long time, and this kind of regenerated it. So this is my beginning of the Dark Tower run, and then my favorite. And I have a question because when you guys covered it, you guys had a different cover, which I'd never seen before.
oh,
But this is the classic cover in the United States.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
top five favorite books for me, period, of all time. I couldn't tell you which my favorite book is, but I mean, I didn't mention earlier, but I also read it when I was like 12 years old. Um,
Okay.
I was fortunate in a way, my parents were splitting up, so they weren't really paying attention, but they were glad I was home. So I mean, I read that book in like a week, at 12 years old, and yeah,
That's
I hammered through it.
impressive.
Yeah, and
That's
I've reread
impressive.
it three other times, so I love it. I
Yeah.
love everything, that's gone on with it. Um, no offense, Gene, but I have to disagree. I did enjoy the 1990 series. Um, a little. I thought it was good. I hated it when I watched it as a kid, because the
Mhm.
book meant so much to me. It was just one of those
Mhm.
books where like it was the right book. Yeah, yeah. So that cover,
Left hand side's
yeah,
hardcover. That was the book I had. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
I'd never seen that. Is that just
Yeah.
over by you guys cover, or
It
this
was
is
in New
is
the
that pretty
Zealand.
popular? But I guess.
That was the cover for New Zealand.
yeah. So
But
this is
yeah.
Okay.
the English library version, and it's the book club. Uh, Anglican Book Club Hodder and Stoughton. So it's not an American. It's not an American. This is like a foreign version.
Okay.
So it's Neibolt Street with Pennywise
Yeah.
face, basically. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. No, it's
Um,
great.
but yeah, I mean, it changed my life. It was the right book at the right time, and I listened to a lot of music of it at the time. Falls of the Angels by Slaughter and House of Pain by Faster Pussycat. I don't know if you guys are listening to your United States glam band music, but
I know
anytime I
what they
hear those
are.
two songs, I totally, so especially Faster Pussycat's House of Pain, totally think of that book every time. I mean, 40 years later, and I still think of that. So
I will
Um,
post it up on
yeah,
the Facebook.
Book
The
Club
song. Baron?
Book Club Associates, produced in the UK.
Okay,
okay.
brilliant. There you go. Brilliant.
Yeah,
Was
because when
and
you guys
that
posted that, yeah, on the podcast, I've been meaning to ask you guys about that since you posted that, so I'm glad you had me on here. So that was my main reason for coming on. So
cool.
okay,
I
yeah,
like it. I like it.
I was curious about that. So
You're a fan. You're a fan. You need
yeah.
to know. I like that. Pan, please. Top three.
I don't know if this counts as one, but The Dark Tower is absolutely my favorite thing that Stephen King ever did. Um, and it does feel a little bit like cheating because there's 7 of them. Yes, seven. I'm
Oh,
not.
it counts. It counts.
I know. Yeah, and before I forget, I refuse to watch that movie that they made of it because you can't cram 7 books in one movie. But I'm hoping that this series that they're going to do will hopefully live up to my expectations. It probably won't, but it needed it. You one season per book at minimum, like you got. Anyway, getting ahead of myself. I love the Dark Tower so much, and I have a lot of stories surrounding it. Don't let me get carried away. Beyond that, and this might come as a surprise because I don't think this one falls under horror. The Green Mile.
Love it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, awesome book. And then also It for me, and I think
That's
because I think that might have been the first King book that I read as well, probably about the same age as you, Tom.
12 with all of us so far. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, even though I do have that opinion where you could chop a third out and it would not be missing anything, like it's still fantastic. And yeah, it's in my top 3 as well. And that was a really difficult decision. And I also had to go, well, look, I can't really include the compilations of short stories because I've had a few of those over time. because it's more than one story. But there's been ones in there that I think I'd put probably at least above it. But I didn't think that they should be included in the top 3 sort of thing.
Please, Baron.
I can make you not hate the Gunslinger film.
Ow.
Oh.
Is that possible, Baron? Please.
So, Stephen King has written the Gunslinger series as a series of cycles, where Roland gets to the tower and then the cycle starts again. Roland gets to the tower, the cycle starts again, but not every cycle is the same. So what you were seeing in that film is not the cycle from the books. You were seeing a different cycle.
That could be a series each time,
Yeah.
like a season each time, possibly.
I 100% agree that each book should be a series with a movie at the end of it, like a whole range of stuff. But don't get me wrong, I was disappointed when I initially watched the Dark Tower film.
Oh, I'm just not going to watch it. I'm not doing it.
But it is a really good otherverse, Elseworlds, alternate universe, different cycle.
I don't think you're selling her on it.
No, also, I think particularly when you spend so much time in a universe, because obviously the Dark Tower is very long.
Yeah.
The longer you spend with characters, the more solidified in your brain I think it gets your versions of them. Idris Elba ain't the gunslinger.
Oh, he was.
I love Idris Elba. That is not at all how it fit in. When
and Matthew McConaughey is not the Man in Black
No.
at all.
Maybe.
Not then. It's not the new McConaughey from like True Detective. This was still Hollywood McConaughey, yeah. And at that point,
you get so set on versions of people in a movie.
You do.
I mean, sorry, in a book for the movie version, it's weird. And sorry, Pan, you were saying about the Dark Tower thing.
Please.
The fact that they're doing a Carrie series, a book that's this thick.
Yeah.
So I think, Pan, you'll deserve about 10 movies.
Yeah. No, I agree. 100%. It should be an epic. It should be as the books. But I didn't say I will make you like the film. I said I will make you not hate the film.
It needs to be a franchise. Sorry.
Real quick, Pan, did you read those books as they came out, or did you read them all at once?
Oh, I mean, considering they started in what, the 70s,
82, early 80s.
Yeah.
That was if not early 80s.
So, no, I am lucky enough to have read them when they were all already out.
Me too. So it'd be interesting for people that had to wait. You know, especially for those last couple books, it'd be interesting to see, because I did the same thing. Listen, I binged it all, over a year, and stuff like that. Yeah, because I read like Insomnia, Salem's Lot, which when Father Callahan showed up from Salem's Lot, I was like, oh, I think that's when it really got good for me. Because obviously Stephen King. That's all. I mean, there's so many ancillary stuff to the dark. It's ridiculous. So
I read the first 2 together and then had to wait for every other single novel to come out.
Oh,
I love that anticipation though. Kind of wish we had that. I had that. I mean, with that
crossover, I actually felt like that was unnecessary and probably my least favorite part of the whole thing.
Are you not a fan of the connected universe?
No,
okay.
I mean, like, the whole premise of the Dark Tower is kind of interconnectivity, and I get that, but it also felt a little bit fan servicey.
Yep.
And I'm not here for that sort of behavior.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. Baron, do you reckon he does fan service? Is he guilty of fan service?
Oh yeah, he is. He put himself into the Dark Tower.
Yeah, what am I saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how more? You're right.
We'd all do.
Kind of funny. Thing.
Yeah. Very, very good choices though there. Pan. We'll go Vanessa next. Soxy next, please.
Well, I too would choose the Green Mile. It's one of my favorites for sure. Cujo, which I loved reading that in high school. It's a favorite of mine, and of course It. which
Okay.
I too read at 12.
Wow.
We all
What's with
did.
that number and age? Wow.
Today.
The Green Mile, no, like I like his emotional works as well, and that's one I need to explore more after Shawshank. Could that be put on as a play? Because Shawshank Redemption here in Brisbane is on at the moment as a play. It's starting to be
really?
spread around the theatre circuit. Do you reckon anyone can jump in? Could the Green Mile be a play?
Yeah.
I'd love to see that happen.
Good luck, because I
Really
mean,
well.
sorry, no, only because I deal in movie screenings, and Jean
you
would
do.
know the Boggo Road Jail. We used to screen movies in the Green Mile was the movie that Warner Brothers, I think, owns, or someone
God,
would
yeah, the
never
rights.
give us the rights to.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
that's why I'm so. That's why I'm anti the Green Mile, only because of that.
Yeah, I run screenings too here in Perth, and
they make things difficult. It's not in the right situation. How many prisoners are going to be watching? No. Green
you got
Mile
rid
is
of the
definitely out
brothers.
there.
You got rid of the brothers. Be nice, Warner Brothers. Oh no, that's MGM. Sorry, I'm going to edit that out. I don't want to even talk about these.
I'm not saying anything. I shouldn't have said anything.
But Soxy, if you've finished, we'll go into Fletcher.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, sorry, and then Soxy. Sorry,
No, please.
Over the top. Oh, all I'm going to say is the top three: Misery, The Shining, and Carrie.
Okay.
Retro is anything. I don't sort of get into the newer ones. I've seen them read them in terms of the newer ones. But I think in terms of going off the best books and the best film adaptations, and I'm going to put at the top Misery, because I believe that's
Not
got
a bad
readability.
choice. It's not a bad choice. Yeah.
You want to read that again. It's so much more brutal than the movie, but Kathy Bates made it work.
Absolutely.
And then in terms of The Shining, I know King hates the Kubrick version, but have you seen the King version from the 90s?
Oh,
yeah,
geez.
well, that guy from Wings, the TV show Wings.
He finally got to have. That's what I love about the Kubrick movie, is he brought in the whole maze. And it wasn't, I was going to say the snow maze, but it was a maze and then the snow maze. And then in the book, it's actually like figures of hedge mazes that come to life. And he did it in the 1995 version. I'm like, shouldn't have. And then Jack's walking down with a croquet mallet instead of an axe. So it just
no, in the book, it's a roque mallet.
I know it's in the book like
so
that,
if it's a rook.
But at the same time, I'm just thinking that Kubrick got the essence, even though we said he didn't read much of the book, I think he got the essence of the concept. And I think who better to do a Kubrick film set in the snow, isolation, a King book, than having Kubrick to do that. So.
I think so. And I may just throw at the maze there. It's the labyrinth of the mind that our man Jack is getting lost in. It's a beautiful visual, metaphor. And you've got the monkey there. Is the short story called Green Tea?
No, it's called The Monkey.
It's just called The Monkey? I think Green Tea might be another one about that type of spooky monkey.
I'm Googling it right now.
I think it's Sheridan L. Fanu, the Irish ghost story writer.
You're thinking Doomity, which is famous Green Tea.
Okay, yeah.
2008 novel called Doomity.
Okay.
Something.
I need to figure in my memory if that's the one I know or the Stephen King.
I'm probably Googled wrong.
Dumpman.
A couple months ago, I got to see The Shining in IMAX, and if you ever get a chance to see it on the big screen, that's
wild.
Yeah, the flood of blood in an IMAX.
I got to see it on 35mm print. Probably not as good, but
still, no, it's anytime you can see it on the big screen, it was like, oh shit, wow, yeah.
And that was the trailer for The Shining when it came out. It was like, spoiler, the blood coming out.
And so, children, if you ever see a contemporary horror film and there's an elevator and blood spills out, that's where it comes from. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining, and it's still used to this day, definitely.
Just before we move too far away from The Monkey, it was published in Skeleton Crew, the book Skeleton Crew, which was the anthology, but he was contracted to put it into, I think it was Gallery Magazine, and he missed the deadline, but they still wanted to have Stephen King, so they included it as a pamphlet.
Wow.
There we go.
And if you haven't seen The Monkey, Osgood Perkins, check it out. It's fun.
Loved it.
It's the popcorn bucket.
So good.
Is it Anthony Perkins' son or grandson?
Our son, Osgood, is his son.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
This is the popcorn
connection
bucket the Americans got that we didn't. I had to have a relative send this to me.
Oh, seriously,
that's really cool.
You got one. It's
God
dope.
dang it.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, we're Stephen King dorks here, people. We are into it. Now, books, if I may. I'm going to start with Cujo because I going back to that library, and it was in Reefton on the West Coast, the first place to get electricity in the Southern Hemisphere is where I read this book. Pan, you wanted to say something, please?
No, I answered my own question. It's fine. Sorry.
Okay, all good, all good. Now, Cujo is one of the first books. I'm not sure if it was the very first one. I don't remember, but certainly the one that scared me the most. Do you remember? This is before the dog shows up. Yeah, with Dee Wallace. That's the film, but you know what I mean. The kid is looking at his closet at night in bed, and he's imagining the monster that is in his closet. It's the start of Cujo, the book.
Yep.
That shit terrified the living hell out of me. Yes, I was there in bed staring at the closet. Did that just move? Did I just see eyes? Call mum and dad? Yeah, I did that several times throughout, but they never took the book away. Strangely enough, it was right there next to the bed on the bedside table, and the rest of the book and the movie is really cool as well. But that start of the book and the rest of the book is great. But that start was like, oh, reading can be scary, and this is fun. This is really fun. I'm terrified, but I'm having a great time. That was the first one that introduced that to me. Yes, Pan, I agree with you. The Dark Tower, the Gunslinger. I'm just going to throw the first one in there because that was the first time since being very young and reading a little bit of The Talisman, like being an adult, reading something different from Stephen King that's not horror, the epic Western, whatever it is, The Gunslinger. It was amazing visually what this guy was doing on the page, from page to page, the visions that were going. I was within that desert world the whole damn time. I finished it in 2 days. It was amazing. Wow. And of course, 12 years old. Yes, I was too scared to shower. Yep. I was too scared to walk past gutters. For about a good 2 months, it took me to finish that 1200 tomb at 12 years old. Yeah. Stephen King started me off as a reader. He is the man responsible for me being a young reader. Yeah. And with I've got The Dark Tower, the Guns, the second book, The Drawing of Three, right here. And I have it again right here. I'm going to edit in as we do, Baron, the covers on the video. Yeah. And so I've started again. And what started me again was Welcome to Derry. Watch it. Mm-hmm. Before we go into the films, there was a bit of controversy raised by Pan. Thank you very much. Love it. I'm going to throw controversy out there. I rewatched the 2018, and I think was it 16 and 18? It part 1 and part 2. What the goddamn is what is the name of the director again, Baron? Machete. Thank you, Andy Machete.
I don't know if that's pronounced correctly, but close enough.
It sounds
close. It's close enough. He has 3 different ways you can say his name. It's Muschetti, but he actually calls himself Machete. He's called that name. Blah blah.
Not to be confused with Robert Rodriguez's movie Machete.
Yeah, no. Okay, controversy time. I rewatched the new It movies. I've seen Welcome to Derry, and I went back and rewatched the miniseries. I got to throw it out there. I think Bill Skarsgård's, I'm not saying the movies, that's another discussion, but I'm saying the performance of Pennywise, the embodiment of it, to convey that fear of whatever that cosmic terror being, what it actually is. I think Skarsgård did a better job, and it was more suited to the source material and the tone of the overall piece than the 1990 version and Tim Curry.
I agree.
Do you? Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Overall, everything about it is better.
Yes. I went, no disrespect to Tim Curry. Please don't think I'm a Tim Curry hater at all. But I went right back and watched it. He's doing a lot of 1940s vaudeville, touring the Catskills, kind of beep, 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 Richie, honk, honk, honk.
I think we need to have the perspective of a newer mind. I'm not defending it that much because, as I said, I read all 1,500 pages of that and was like, oh, that's the movie when it came out in 1990. But yeah, I understand what you mean. I think it gave it more relevance to now and gave it a bit more horror. Because
I think it
really,
did.
we're going off nostalgia when we talk about it from the
I think it's a bit of
90s. When you think
nostalgia.
about
That
it,
would be fair. For its time, yes, absolutely. Because that
But in
also scared me
comparison
when I
to
was young.
but a 1,500-page book that's going to be like that, and it's this little spider at the end. It's like,
We can't spoil
I
too
know
much
it's a bit
because
different.
Pan hasn't seen Welcome to Derry.
No,
but
I'm
by
talking
the
about the old one. So
yeah. But with the the final few episodes of that season there, Baron, we discovered this. What Bill Skarsgård is allowed to do, with how he's allowed to play with the character and the concept of Pennywise, what he does with his voice when he has two different characters coming through his voice, the human and not human. And when he's allowed to perform physically whilst being Pennywise the clown and also being it, which he successfully does. That's how good Bill is. And yeah, and then when the right parts of it, when it was taken, that we've talked about the interlude, the passages in between that the other adaptations don't focus on. I think it allowed more of this cosmic horror of it channeled through the human that it possesses to become Pennywise. Bill's able to do all three at once. Tim Curry did a great job with his voice and his vocals, certainly at the end of the 1990, but I don't think it really encapsulates the terror of it/Pennywise that the new stuff does. That's my bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Welcome to Derry, they just let him cook.
They let him.
It's like here you go. Going, and I was like, wow. I had a tough time. I won't spoil anything, but like the first scene of the series, I was like, okay, I'm gonna gut this out. I heard this is good, and then I was like, okay, I'm glad I did. But yeah, they let him cook it. I was pleasantly surprised, and I really did enjoy it. Yeah,
we let him see him eat as well. I'm not going to say anything more. We let him see him eat, and I love that. There you go. If you disagree, children, comment below. Baron.
I will give an impassioned plea for the 1990s It miniseries only because it is a true artifact of that time.
Oh, perfect.
I think they did as well as they could with what they had to get what they could. What we've got with the new movies that are, I will agree, superior, is what we can do now. So in 27 years' time, because that's the time frame that they do this sort of thing, in 27 years' time when they redo it, there will be people going, oh, those scenes where, I don't know, Steve Beverly was playing it and he actually physically transformed on screen because he was genetically engineered to do so. So much scarier than Bill Skarsgård from the 2020s version. It is the machete. Skarsgård is superior. I will give you that. But when I rewatched the miniseries, I rewatched it with the eye of the 90s.
Yeah.
And
you're better at that than me, Baron. Yeah.
I can remember being scared by Pennywise. Then when I watched Welcome to Derry after seeing the miniseries again, my brain went, oh yeah, that's right. This is better. This is darker. This is edgier. This is more technically proficient. So as movie villains go, I will always give Tim Curry's It an honorable mention. But his physicality was very much a thing of its time. Skarsgård, the thing that he does actually with his eyes and with his voice, he's not a caricature of a clown. Yeah, he does the little and the drooling, like that's all him.
I can't take him seriously when he does the googly eyes. I just laugh. Like the first time I watched it, I cracked up because I was like, that's silly to me, but each their own.
But it worked. It worked so well as a miniseries. Baron, I remember like it even being filmed over like 2 days,
shown over 2 days.
And then a couple of years later, we had the Langoliers. You remember the Langoliers?
It's awful.
I know it's terrible. But that it was part of that boom of adapting King, because they're like, oh, it worked so well. But yeah, I've never got into the newer movies, so maybe I'm more
Each their own, of course. Yes,
nostalgic.
absolutely. Yeah.
The truly scary part of the Langoliers was the really shitty CGI on the creature.
And it's
Yes.
like, don't show the monster. That's the first rule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I loved the story so much, and it was like, no, I love reading it. You're not going to ruin it for me.
Yeah,
Mm.
and it was just part of that boom where they seem to be adapting a lot of King stuff.
Oh,
And
yeah,
it seems to be
around
another
that period.
boom
Yeah,
nowadays. As I
absolutely.
said, every short story is going to be a movie in the next 2 years. You wait.
And also to keep a balanced perspective as well, because I don't want to overglaze as well. Andy Muschietti needs to work on his CGI work as well, because that is the big issue in the new stuff. The uncanny valley is a little much. Yeah. And we see that in all the modern iterations of it. The story is there. I call it the texture of King, which the 1991 does have. Yeah, like even the Green Mile, everything has this kind of cozy King feel to it. And the storylines and the conceptual skills and whatnot are building and expanding with the new stuff. But the uncanny valley of the CGI takes away from a little bit of that Stephen King comfort that the 1991 had and that older stuff had. Yeah, he needs to work on his CGI work. So I will balance it out by saying that. Yeah.
With that in mind, I'm going to share a picture. So Bill Hader tells a story about Bill Skarsgård on the set of It, where he went to Bill Skarsgård and said, I really like it when they do that thing where they make your eyes go in different directions. Bill went, yeah, no, I can actually do that for real. And someone captured it on a still camera on set. So if you want, I don't know if you can zoom in or not, but yeah, that's literally the moment where
Yeah.
What?
Bill
He's
Hader.
running away. He's running away. Brilliant.
There is another image of him when he's still facing him, if his like initial reaction, and he's just horrified.
I will get that. Hang on.
I wouldn't stand next to anything that looks like that.
He would be the best scare actor in the goddamn world. Bill Skarsgård,
yeah.
come
He
do a
doesn't have
shift
to
at
do
Evil
much to
Corp,
scare
please.
It's on TikTok. God damn it.
I
hate young people.
Oh, I was going to say, you, Baron, you young kid with all your modern
there you
technology.
go.
I don't know how to do this.
The tiki-takis. Real quick, I haven't seen or read the Langoliers, but not to put this over again, but the Stephen King tour, they actually have some of the airplane seats in their little shop. And that was actually filmed in the Bangor airport. So when you land, you're right in the middle of the airport. So that's pretty cool.
It was one of those things where it was like a 2-night special thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I hired the video.
Special 2-part season. I don't know what year it was. I should.
Wasn't Bronson Pinchot in that movie?
Bronson Pinchot was in it.
Yes, that's all I remember. What year was it? I'm just googling it now. It was.
I've never seen this.
1995.
Okay.
I remember it
that
being
late, huh?
a 2-night special event.
Yeah.
Us Aussies would remember when they do stuff like that.
All right, Christian, whilst you're on it then, what are your top 3 Stephen King films?
This is with me.
I can go to someone else if you want, but
it's exactly the things I said before: Misery, Shining.
Okay. Yeah, but
Carrie,
just Carrie's
and
on
not
there.
even just the book versions, but the movie versions as well. But I think Misery's got the most readability. I could keep revisiting that. Shining.
It's aged beautifully. Misery is aged beautifully. I watched it a couple of years ago, and it's like, yeah, this is.
But even as a book, like the whole fandom, and he was definitely tapping into possibly stuff that he was experiencing or thought he was experiencing. And then we've got The Shining, and then Carrie, I suppose.
Beautiful
the 3
choices.
best books, the 3 best movie adaptations. That's all I can really say. I'm very retro in my decisions.
No, I like it.
That one.
The first adaptation?
I missed that bit.
Are you talking the first Carrie adaptation?
Oh, definitely the first one. Yeah, well, I know we've got a couple. We've got the 2002 and then the 2013, but I definitely think the early one, because it's an early Brian De Palma, it's an early Sissy Spacek, an early John
it is.
Travolta, an early, you know, and an early. They even spell Stephen King's name wrong in the opening credits. It's with the V. So I think it works because it's
Wow.
it has that innocence attached to it.
Sort of
That would have
rich
been
thing.
imagine going to the screening, get your whole family to go, and you're like, oh shit, they missed out.
Spelled my name.
That's not how you spell my name.
Good
Yeah, because
choices.
initially when Carrie came out, the book, I don't think it sold very well until the movie came out, and then they had to do a bunch of reprints and stuff like that. So
Apparently,
Oh,
I think they
okay.
got wind of it. Do you know how they'll have what do you call them? I won't say galleys, but you know, people see early versions of books before they go to
Right.
print, and I think Universal Art or United Artists saw it and went, "Oh, this would be a great book," and then adapted it. But even though Sissy's Basic was great, it definitely wasn't the look that Carrie had in the book. But
Yeah,
that's
okay.
fine.
Okay,
And
I
and
got you.
both Carrie, I mean, both Sissy's Basic and Piper Laurie were nominated for Oscars for the movie, which was so rare for a horror movie at the time.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. That's important to mention. That is important to
Mm.
mention. Oscars this year, do not shun us again. It's getting insulting. We're going to form a union.
Yeah.
Yeah, you thought the Teamsters were bad? Anyway. Soxy, what are your top three, please?
Ooh, I'm gonna say Pet Cemetery,
Beautiful.
the original.
Yeah.
I think I would have maybe enjoyed the recent remake, a little bit better if the trailers didn't completely ruin the I don't want to spoil anything, but the gender swap there for that scene, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm going to say The Shining, the film. I freaking love it. And I'm going to take a massive, massive, massive sidestep because I know that this was not a good adaptation of the book at all. And I didn't really love the second half of the film, but I do love the comedy in it, which is Dreamcatcher.
Oh,
Very controversial. I know a lot of people don't like it, but my God, I'm sorry, but it makes me laugh so hard.
My sister-in-law randomly gave me Dreamcatcher, and it's funny because that's the first book he wrote after the accident, and you can tell because he is hot. Pardon my French, is high as a kite.
Yeah.
Writing that, and it's all over the place. Which I was like, this is awesome. And I was like, how they could do this into a movie? I was like, I really enjoyed the movie. So yeah,
It was a
I'm with you
movie.
there. So
No,
yeah,
no,
it's definitely
I did enjoy that movie. We were like me and a friend were doing a little road trip, and we stopped off at a bedsit and had a little kind of adult breakfast, shall I say, and put on that movie. We were rolling around on the ground having a ball of time for that one. Yeah, so good choice. Good choice there, Soxy. Didn't mean to cut you off there, Tom. Was there anything
no,
else you wanted to say there? Okay.
no,
But
yeah.
in that respect, what are your top three there, Tom?
Well, I'm gonna see a couple honorable mentions for a couple series. Obviously, Welcome to Derry. I'm so
Nice.
if you
Thank
haven't,
you.
if people listening haven't listened to Mr. Popcorn and Baron's recap, definitely cheap plug for you
Thank
guys.
you.
I thoroughly
Thank you.
enjoyed it. And the other one in which just got onto Netflix, if you haven't seen it, but speaking of Bill Skarsgård, was the Castle Rock series,
Hmm.
Baron, you've
especially
seen this, yeah, please.
Yeah.
the second season. The lady that plays a young Annie Wilkes.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh my God.
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
she nails it.
Yep.
It was
100%.
it's giving me goosebumps just thinking about it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
unless Bill Skarsgård's in there, so it's very underrated. So I would definitely recommend it for people. Personally, for me, movie wise, I'm gonna go first. Is I don't have a copy or anything, but Stand by Me.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Classic of all time. Yeah.
Just it was just it's with Stephen King. Listen, it's not all just horror, and it's I remember as a kid, you know my mom was having a tough time. It's divorced parents, blah blah blah. But she let me watch that movie, but she wouldn't let me watch the part with the body.
Okay.
So I could watch that whole. So she's just like, take that. And the funny thing is, with Die Hard too. I don't know if anyone's seen Die Hard, but too, she let me watch Die Hard, but the one part with the boobies, I couldn't watch that. But everything else is like was good to go. But I mean, I love my mom. And second, I'm gonna go underrated movie, and you guys brought up Skeleton Crew, but for a different story in this book, the movie The Mist. Now
Yeah.
people look at it. they're like, okay, Thomas Jane's in this movie. What are we gonna do? Okay, I thought it took me a little while to get into it, but not to not to plug my own stuff. But we did a podcast, so I dug into it. But Marcia Gay Harden as Mrs. Carmody,
Mm.
oh my God,
Yes,
she spectacular. Andrew Barger as Norton, the guy that played Ollie.
Yep.
Yes, the CGI was a little wonky and stuff like that, but The Mist. And then I'm gonna go my other favorite series, like I was talking about earlier with the books, the 11/22/63 series. Read the book first.
Yep.
But this series, they nail it. Listen, one of my favorite Stephen King characters of all time. I had a partial crush on the character Sadie in the book, and they nailed it in the movie. I mean, James Franco is spectacular in this movie, and it's just it's a long form, so it's awesome, and it's Stephen King once again. Not doing horror, but I have all the I mentioned all those, but there's one that tops them all. I know it's top three. But my personal greatest Stephen King adaptation, one of my favorite movies of all time, Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah.
So good.
Nothing's gonna top it. I mean, it's top 5 favorite movies of all time. That's not an honorable mention, but it is by far my favorite. I mean, nothing's gonna.
The guy's good at drama. The guy is also good at just straight up drama with The Green Mile and The Shawshank Redemption. The Long Walk, again, that is just basically people at their wits' end based on the circumstances that they're put in. The only monster is really man or humanity, society, however you want to put it. He's really good at showing real life horror in that sense as well.
Yeah.
Some really good choices there. Pan, what do you have for us?
So this is really hard to narrow down because there's some really amazing adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
I had a copy of Skeleton Crew that I got from a bargain bin at an op shop once, and it was so haggard that it was missing big chunks of the book. So I've never actually read The Mist, but it is my absolute number one favorite adaptation. From what I know, though, because he had a collaborator, right? And it was the dude that he was collaborating with rewrote the ending. Am I right?
Yeah.
Baron, please go ahead. Baron, take it away.
Rewrote the ending.
Baron, take it away.
So I think with Stephen King being kind of shit endings pretty often, maybe that saved it. That ending is phenomenal, and I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be talking about it because King's not directly responsible, but it just is the perfect cap off to that movie. It's my number one. Misery, again, fantastic adaptation that had to go on my list as well. And I'm going to chuck another one out there that I don't think anyone's mentioned yet, although I didn't quite catch what you said at first, Tom, because there was some interference.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're right. Secret Window. I think that's very underrated.
Oh.
A really good adaptation. Really faithful to the story too, and that's why I think the short stories do make for better movies, also because they have less that they need to trim out. They did change the ending, but it was almost like an adjacent sort of ending. I don't know if you guys have read it and seen it. Then
I've seen it.
Know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So the ending's a little bit different, but I think it's probably better than it originally was, and more people need to see that movie. Although it is Johnny Depp, and I'm I don't know how I feel about him right now.
Yeah, we're all like that, honey.
Yeah.
He's not going out. He's not going out gracefully.
But good to know. Good. I remember Secret Window. I'm just googling what you were talking about. I never realized that was a King adaptation. I'm going to have to revisit.
No, cool choice. Cool choice.
It was a short story from I could be wrong. I think it might have been 4 Minutes to Midnight.
You're right. 990 collection. Yeah, I never realized it was. Yeah.
Nice work. Nice work.
Thanks for the recommendation.
Okay, if that's all there, Pan, Baron, please, go next. Say what you need to say.
I will rejoinder on The Mist, only because it was my favorite of his novellas that he ever did. And the final word in the short story is hope. And when I went to see The Mist at cinema, I literally stood up in my seat and screamed no at the screen.
Oh,
we should say that.
That's great. That's a real fan. That's passion. I love it.
Having said that, the film as itself, the ending makes more sense. Like, that's the Stephen King sucks at endings. They even make that joke in the miniseries where like he can't get the ending of the movie and all that sort of stuff. People keep making the joke about him sucking at endings. I really enjoyed the novella as the novella, and I really enjoy, after my initial bump, I really enjoy The Mist as a film. I've rewatched it a bunch of times. It really stands up.
Okay.
The Thomas Jane of it, notwithstanding, but everyone else was really good. I think the universe owed him something after the Punisher film. I don't know, but yeah, I really enjoyed The Mist. I thought it was great. So I'm going to go a little bit different because people have kind of mentioned their top three. I'm going to mention the three films I won't watch again.
Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. Yeah.
Never
So,
watched
and we've kind of covered one of them. So The Langoliers, Sleepwalkers, and Maximum Overdrive.
yeah, well.
Maximum Overdrive, children, is the only film that Stephen King has directed himself. Gina Wask, you could not be with us tonight. We miss you, Gina Wask. And we're going to be covering Maximum Overdrive per her request. Yes, so stay tuned for that crazy piece of cocaine-fueled work.
My biggest feeling with Stephen King adaptations or adaptations, whatever the word is, my favorite is always the one I've seen the most recently.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why
I can picture
it on my list.
Yeah, so from this last couple of years, like The Monkey and Running Man and
Long Walk.
Yeah, Long Walk. Amazing. Thought they were all really good at adaptations, whatever the word is. I always get it wrong. But every time I come out of a Stephen King film, I go, yes, that's my favorite Stephen King film. The next one. Same with the books. That. Like usually once I finish reading the book, that's my favorite Stephen King book until the next one comes out.
But like I was saying to you, like I was saying earlier, I think every short story prepare for them to be adapted or adaptated.
Adaptation.
I asked an English teacher once. It's adaptation, I think.
Okay.
but yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to start going into every one of those short stories that are in those omnibuses or anthologies.
Sizzle for slightly later in the pod. I've got covered.
Okay. I'll just get my three films out the way. The Shining's been mentioned. Yes, it's a masterpiece. Pet Sematary is one of mine because I rewatched that recently, and my God, has that stood up well. Just all of the language in it, the ground is getting stonier. I'm paraphrasing. The earth is sour. All of that, by Mr. Herman Munster. Fantastic. And the way it created this kind of fairy tales, not the word, but it created the sense of lore. Within that film, it was one of the strongest senses of lore and atmosphere, and like this urban legend or this dark, leading onto a dark myth is what he was able to create with this film. I don't have the director's name on hand.
Mary Lambert.
Thank you.
Who is famous for doing Madonna film clips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not downplaying her. I'm a big Madonna fan, but I'm just saying.
Yeah,
so if she's worked for Madonna, she can.
If you haven't seen Pet Sematary since you were a kid and you were like, what the hell was that remake? Go back and watch the original. It really does stand up.
Yep.
And the other one I'm going to mention is, there's been lots of talk about The Shining, but I thought Flanagan kind of killed it with Dr. Sleep.
Yep.
Hated it.
Okay.
Hated it.
Say why first, then I'll say why we loved it.
Oh, we don't want a sequel. If you're going to do a remake of the book the way that King intended, which has been done in the 90s, didn't work.
And
but
Vanessa,
you don't
think his film worked? They're Christian.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought you were
right.
Yeah, no, I'm not really a big fan of his. Yeah, I wasn't wasn't a fan of it. Leave it alone.
Yeah,
I
no,
think.
okay.
But I hadn't read the book, so I know it had been.
I
It
haven't
was a
read the
King
book.
book as well, though.
Yeah,
Wasn't it?
1,000%. He wrote the sequel to The Shining.
It does a really good job of bringing the world of the original Shining film into closer to the proper King universe. So he didn't ignore that the Shining exists and create just what the book was. He did a really nice job of melding the two worlds together, and that you might be getting the feeling that it didn't all come from one source. So I've seen that come up as a critique where they go, it felt like the film had two masters. I really liked how they did it, but there were people that got that sense of dissonance from it because it was we've got this, which was a visionary piece of cinema based on an amazing book, and we've just got this, and I'm going to try and meld the two together, and then tell that story in the sequel, not in the original.
You've summed it up perfectly, Baron, actually.
And the dark side of the shine, I thought was wonderfully conveyed in that, And then you have a wonderful female villain, like one of my favorite female villains of all time, and how she's helped to create her little collection of shine children, and just that's the sinister sense of that really struck me. There are dark moments in this film, so I won't spoil it, but like when they're all together shining together, her collective, that really took me aback. What is the actor's name who plays the villain of this role? If someone could bring that up, she's worth mentioning. She was incredible, and just the look, the tone, the texture of the film, because I thought it's a huge ask, it's a huge task to create a sequel of The Shining. And I'm not saying it's a 5 out of 5 film, but I'm saying Flanagan, I felt, actually succeeded in a huge monumental task of actually pulling off a sequel to The Shining. I loved it. I get why you don't there, Christian. But I think to actually have one that's even worthy of debate, let alone the sequel sucked, of course it did, but this is worthy of debate at the very least.
I don't consider it a sequel to the Kubrick film. I consider it a sequel to
the book.
The book, there
you go. That's exactly. A good way to put it. That's a good.
Because even when he had the chance, Kubrick was, not Kubrick, King was adamant to go, I'm going to make my own version of The Shining. You're like, well, that didn't really work for you. Well, it worked, but it reeked of, we were saying early, that early 90s 2-part miniseries feel.
Yep.
Like we were saying about it.
Yeah.
Rebecca
Ferguson was the actress.
Rebecca Ferguson. Yes, shout out.
Rose the hat.
Yeah, that hat. And also that goddamn hat.
The book's really good. The book's really good too. If you get a chance, I would definitely.
I need to read that.
Well, the book's a tad better, but I thought the movie was pretty faithful to the book.
Because I was just looking. Ewan McGregor is supposed to be Danny Torrance, so it's supposed to be set.
Yes.
I started watching it and couldn't get into it, so I think
fair.
I was thinking too much about the early.
Yeah, no, fair. Absolutely. I get it. Nostalgia is a huge element of Stephen King. You cannot disregard the nostalgia, the nostalgic aspect. Yeah. But honorable mentions, Cujo, 1408. I thought that was a dope little film, and nice contained single location that's not. If you haven't seen it, it will make sense when you see it. The Monkey fucking ruled. I thought it was great. Dark comedy. Osgood, you're the man. And of course, the most heart-wrenching movie for me last year, The Long Walk. Do have to mention that again. Right. So I think we've all said our personal feelings. That's the next section. I think we've all really covered that. We'll finish off our penultimate question. Factoid. I'll throw mine out there first. I already have, actually. He does not remember Misery because he was on coke and everything else whilst writing it. Baron, we'll finish with you, Baron, because yours is going to be a bit detailed.
I will say one last thing about the movies. Christine is the most perfect Stephen King film ever made.
I'm halfway through.
Good. I did a screening of it once, and I was really surprised about how the audience responded. I thought it was kind of not a simple film. Simple is the wrong word to use, but I was surprised about the impact it had. So I see what you're saying, Baron.
Why do you say that?
Because I keep saying it, and I'm talking about it. It is really faithful to the source material. the production did a really good job of bringing it into the universe from which it came. The actors were all amazing. Like it was lightning in a bottle. It's my favorite Stephen King single piece of media.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Carpenter film, of course.
Carpenter, like the music was perfect.
Music's great.
Everything about it was just right.
It's
Like
so Carpenter.
it's not as expansive as it, or it's not as like there are other Stephen King products that have done maybe one or two things better, but I think it was just so perfect peak and then perfect down and done. Like it didn't stick around any longer than it should have. Like you occasionally go, oh well, yeah, that movie was really good, but you could have taken out that 5 minutes where they talk to the dog. There was nothing wasteful on it, and yeah, they stuck exactly to the story. So someone got the note from King that said, "Leave my shit alone."
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah. So yes, just my last thing about the movies. But yeah,
No, that's great. That's great because
I
I'm
love
halfway through rewatching it, Baron. If you want to cover it on the pod, I'd be keen because yeah, we haven't touched on any Carpenter yet, which is a bit of a mishap, a bit of an oversight. So
Get
that
me
could be
Get me for the
great
Halloween
way.
bit.
Done. Anyone else here, Tom, Pan, welcome to join. Tom, what's your factoid if you have one, please?
Well, once again, listen, we were on the Stephen King tour, and for those, one gripe I always had about the movie was the opening scene of the book, where that gentleman, they've got the gay couple on there, and they're jumped and thrown into, he's killed, and he's Pennywise's first victim. Well, the reason Stephen King did that is actually based on a true story to something that happened in Bangor, Maine, a couple years earlier, and that was kind of his way of bringing awareness to that whole situation. And it was the first time someone had really done that, and I thought that I was like, wow, Stephen King, you're a good human being. So they have
That's
celebrations,
interesting.
to that person and everything. So he brought awareness to the whole country, to that whole situation, and really kind of put that story to the forefront. And I had no idea. And, I've been reading that book for 30, 35 years. And it's just the one thing that was not addressed in either the movies or the series or anything. But I thought that was really cool. Just
That
really,
is
him being socially conscious and you don't even really realize it. So,
that is really
yeah.
cool, actually, because with the book and the Welcome to Derry series, there is a critique out there about bullying in Stephen King. Stephen King has satanic level of bullying and bullies in his books.
Ugh.
And you've just pointed out maybe a reason why. And Tom, you're the only person who can really speak to us to that. I had bullying in New Zealand. It's nothing like in the book It. But in America, is that kind of the case? Like
Yeah.
bullying in high school is kind of realistic, yeah?
High schools, people kind of, at least where I grew up, was a tad more rural, I guess.
Hmm.
So it's a lot of, I was the new kid. I mean, I grew up there, but I mean, it's one of those towns where, like, if your family's not there for 5 generations, you're the outsider.
Okay.
But what it turned into more was it was more of a class thing. It was the haves versus the have-nots.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, so it's not not coming from money.
Yeah.
It's definitely yeah. It was a little triggering at times, especially
No,
especially at the time I read it. Being a 12-year-old, I'm like I can definitely identify with this, and I was lucky I had that outlet as a kid to
yeah.
sit at home and not have to worry about stuff like that. So
It's
yeah, no, in the
certainly.
in the States, it's a deal, and like what these kids got to put up with now with like internet bullying, I can't not even imagine.
Yeah, and
Um,
certainly if they're having to deal like they don't adhere to normative standards or whatever
yeah,
expectations, they're queer kids back in the day, back then, being bullied, you could only imagine what they had to go through. Yeah, so the fact that he put that in is really cool. That's great.
yeah,
Thank you, Tom.
and listen, my,
Please.
my wife's not a Stephen King. I shouldn't. She's not a fan or, but I mean, she doesn't know. But when we took that tour and she heard that, I mean, she started crying.
Oh.
And that was she's like,
Aw.
wow, now I kind of get it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I didn't
that's
know there
cool.
was anything that was to get. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the
it's a
dude
really cool
has a
story.
heart. The dude has a heart. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Pan, what do you have for us, please?
Yeah, Oh, that's really hard to follow. That was really sweet.
Sorry.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got one that's Dark Tower related. After the fifth book, I believe it was, he had a fan write to him, and they were dying of cancer, and they really wanted to know how the story ended, like what was going to happen in the following books that hadn't been released yet. And Stephen King, being the strange drug-addled weirdo that he is, always he claimed that he didn't just write the Dark Tower, he channeled it from another dimension, powers that be. He has no actual explanation for it, but he didn't feel like he was the true author of it. It was given to him. And because of that, he had to tell this person that he couldn't fulfill their wish because he didn't know, because he was creating it. And he was very sad about that for a long time, and I think probably occasionally still is.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a fun fact, but
No, that's interesting. I just when I thought I've got a handle on the man's mentality and psychology, nah, not in the slightest. That's fascinating.
But if you give it some thought, you think he could have told that person lies.
yeah, I know.
They would never have known anything.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
He said, I'd love to tell you, but I write this as though it has been given to me in dreams, and I haven't had those dreams yet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the benefit of the doubt. Go for the benefit of the doubt that he's being honest. Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like that, maybe that was a situation in which a lie might be better.
Yes, yes. A white lie. A white lie. Yeah.
Be able to call him out on it.
Yeah. But the guilt of that, the heavy feeling in the heart walking away from that little fan meeting. Yeah, heavy. That's beautiful unto itself there, Pan. Thank you. Soxy, what do you have?
Oh, my factoid is a little bit of a sidestep, as I like to do. Well, there's actually a play written about Stephen King. It's somewhat fictional. It came out in 2011, and it was written by the late great Lee Gambin, who was a wonderful friend of mine. He passed away fairly recently. And the play is called King of Bangor. It's about Stephen King writing and hitting a writer's block, and it goes into everything. Him taking drugs and going through just his psychological warfare, I guess, within himself, and to try and get past the writer's block to finish his book. It's a one act. The script is available on Amazon last time I looked. It's a play that I would love to see done more often. I think it's only been done a small handful of times.
Okay.
I'm not sure who owns the copyright now, but that's something to definitely look into.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
That's
very
really
much is.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Okay, and this is a play, not a musical?
Yes, it's a play, not a
Okay,
musical.
I'm very, very interested. And I just want to bring up this picture here. Kind of talking about what you're talking about there, Soxy. That's his house in Bangor. There's the king of Bangor himself. Yeah, takes you in the real life. Takes you to the real life Derry, and Did you see this, Tom? Then
I
with the
did.
tour? Yeah, there you go.
Funny anecdote. So ironically enough, the Airbnb we got was like 6 blocks from there. Which was within walking distance, but I mean, obviously you go by, there's people taking pictures and the whole kit and caboodle. But we drove by one time, and there was somebody like randomly parked in the middle of the road, like, what are we doing? But then they turned on their turn signal. So it was actually Stephen King pulling into his house, and we were like blocking him. So that was pretty funny.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's really cool, and like it's there's a whole bunch of different stories. I'll send you a picture, but I mean, like, because Stephen King is very famously he loves his walks. I also love walking. Reading and walking are probably the two things that have saved my life in more ways than one. But he gets stories from his walks, and they show us the actual sewer cover that inspired Pennywise.
Nice.
So I'll send you a picture of that. So I mean, it's on my
Please
wife's
do
phone.
that.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, that I'll get into it a little bit more later. But yeah, if I obviously, we talked in the group chat. Obviously, people not wanting to come visit the States, but if you guys ever do, please go to
That's
Bangor. I would more than love to meet anyone there. The
mhm,
wife and I will definitely be going back.
mhm.
Yeah, and like I said, the Airbnb, it was actually the cross section of where our house was is actually the hill that Richie in Hi Ho Silver, and Bill in the Hi Ho Silver and his bike was the
Okay.
hill that inspired it. So it's really cool. And I did get to see the standpipe. We don't get to go on top of it, but the one that they filmed at Welcome to Derry. So
Uh-huh. That's great. No, that is
yeah,
freaking
and
great.
listen, I am not affiliated with this tour company. I just I am not.
Okay,
they
sure,
just did
sure.
a really awesome job.
If
So
there, yeah,
it's really, really cool.
if there's ever a
So
reason to go over, that's one of them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
We
and,
just give it some
Maine is
time.
Maine is definitely one of the like hidden gems of the United States. It's definitely kind of you're gonna be safer from different, we'll just say things that are going on in a place like that. So
Absolutely,
Mm.
Oh,
absolutely.
look, the TSA would get one look at my social media until it turned me around.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not getting in. No, I'll get detained at
Oh,
customs. Do not dare.
yeah.
Do
Someday,
not dare.
someday we'll make it there someday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to do September, October haunted
Oh,
attractions tour of the
yes.
yeah,
country. Yeah,
Yeah.
do the big ones. Yeah, absolutely. And that's on the list. This tour
Hmm.
would definitely now be on the list. Welcome back, Christian. What's your factoid, please, sir?
Our fact for us, I don't know what's I have no idea.
That's perfectly
Just,
fine.
just know that Shining, Carrie, and Misery are the best movies.
And we are going to get you on, Christian. We're going to get you on and talk in detail. You can go absolutely nuts to your heart's content on all three. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what will happen with us in the future. Yeah, for those few movies. As long as you come on and talk about
Thank you. But everyone
Cujo.
seems to have covered everything.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant. Baron, please finish us off.
So my favorite thing about Stephen King is he's up until very recently, I will put that caveat on there, he was more than happy for people that weren't going to commercially release films of his work to make those films of his work. So the program was called the Dollar Baby Program. So basically, he would give you the permission to film one of his short stories or one of his novels, and it would cost you $1. And they both signed the contract. So the dollar deal was an arrangement in which Stephen King would grant permission to students and aspiring filmmakers or theatre producers to adapt one of his short stories for $1. King still retains the rights to his work, but as he began to experience commercial success, he decided to use the dollar baby to help the next generation of creatives. So the term may be used to refer to both the adaptation itself and the person adapting it. So, for example, The Sundog was made as a dollar baby, and filmmaker Matt Flesher, who made Dollar Baby, became a dollar baby upon adapting it. So the production values on that thing ranged from lunch to like $60,000 US.
You realize when we get off this thing, I'm going to adapt every bloody one of his movies until the sun comes up.
He began
Is
this.
there a catch?
He began this in 1977, and the process ended on the 23rd of December 2023. He no longer does it.
No longer does it. Capitalist. There is that.
Yes. So it's a common misconception that the filmmakers of the Dollar Babies have optioned or obtained the legal rights, but they don't. Stephen King still retains the rights to them. He just simply grants permission to the filmmaker to make a non-commercial adaptation. So the most notable adapter, now Pan will like this, it was Frank Darabont. So Frank Darabont in 1983 was 20 years old, and he made a Dollar Baby adaptation of The Woman in the Room. It was eventually actually released on VHS in 1986 on the Night Shift collection, along with two other people that made Dollar Babies. So they actually got onto a commercial release because Stephen King liked their adaptations so much. And obviously he went on to make The Mist, Shawshank Redemption, and The Green Mile.
Yeah, Walking Dead season 1. You remember when Walking Dead was a good show? That was Frank. Yeah, the best episodes of Stranger Things, season 5. That's Frank. Yeah, it's Barabont. Is that how you say his name?
Darabont with a
Thank you. With a D.
Now,
yeah.
if you do want to see the Dollar Babies, you can. There was a public collection put together by a guy from the Netherlands called Bernd Lautenschläger. Many of the films were available for download at a site called Stephen King Short Movies. However, at the request of Stephen King's representatives, the films are no longer available for download. But you can find them online, but you just can't download them unless you know how to, I'm guessing. The only short that King specifically granted permission to play for a limited time on the internet was a short called Paranoid. There are 49 of these that have been made between 1977 and 2023. 2 short stories called Beach World and The Reach were both made 3 different times.
Wow. Okay. That's a cool thing. That is a cool thing overall. And if got Darabont off, up and running, yeah.
Like Academy Award winner.
Yeah, that's a huge name. Wow, I did not know that. Fantastic. Thank you, Baron. What nice way to finish off that section. And the last section is just a general question to everybody. Why the longevity of Stephen King? Books, movies, whatever.
Yeah.
Because he likes money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of the reasons why he's still going, but why is his stuff still being adapted? Why are we sitting here talking about it now in 2026?
He tapped into something we've spoken about the human emotion, the suburban horror. Evil can lurk. It might not necessarily be in the thing of a monster or something, but as humans, we manifest horror. And I think that's what he taps into. You guys will understand what I mean. I love a serial killer slasher movie and stuff like that, but he doesn't have like a killer running down. It's manifestations of the horror of human life, essentially.
And a lot of the time it could be from a young perspective or an isolated perspective, that sort of thing. So like the characters often can't even comprehend this creeping horror until it's too late and it's overwhelming. It's absorbed their entire world. I really like. Anyone else, please?
He writes real people.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll change that. He writes people that feel real.
Yes. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of his scariest stuff like Cujo, that's something that could happen.
Yeah,
that's something that could absolutely happen.
And Christine, that could happen.
Yeah. I think the nostalgia quality, though, I talked about the texture, how you basically, when you engage with a piece of media, film or book, kind of has a feeling of home to it.
Yeah.
There is that. That's just for me. And I do like the interconnectedness and the universality. Because I want to, now at near 50, I want to go back in to explore his works from that angle, which I wasn't that aware of as a kid. Yeah. So they can be rediscovered at different times, I guess, depending on where you're at in life, looking back at where he was and getting different perspectives. Please, anyone else? Yeah.
I think, like I had mentioned it earlier, I think his ability to adapt and like do different things, I really enjoy, like I said, some of his more recent novels. He's got this Holly Gibney character. It's like a detective story. He's done a couple books on that. I really enjoy those. I mean, I buy the King books now as they come out. But his just ability to adapt to do different things. Like if anyone's read The Girl That Loves Tom Gordon, it's just about a little girl. Speaking of the Boston Red Sox, it gets lost in the woods. Listen to Boston Red Sox. It's simple as that. Eye of the Dragon, like I said, it's a kid's book that he wrote for his daughter because his daughter's like, you write all this scary stuff. How about something I can read? He's like, okay, I'll write this fantasy book. But in Stephen King, obviously he does enjoy money, but I think him growing up so poor, I think he enjoys more giving away money.
Sure.
Like I said, once again, to going over Bangor, him and his wife's fingerprints are all over that town, but his name is not.
Yeah.
Like he very rarely puts his name on anything. Listen, the wife and I, we want to see all 50 states. And for us, for a state to count, we have to visit a graveyard and a library in each state. So obviously we go to the Bangor Library and Stephen King, he's put so much money, but his name is nowhere besides the books. His name is nowhere. But the really cool story I heard was he was coaching his kids' baseball game or his baseball team, and one of his coach's sons had passed away from childhood leukemia. So Stephen King had built a new stadium for the kids where they actually play part of the Little League World Series. But he actually named that stadium after his friend's son, not him. And no one knows that he actually built that stadium or paid for that stadium himself. So I just
That's
think
really
his
cool.
fact
That's
that
really
he's
cool.
actually a decent human being, I think is why people kind of gravitate, and it really kind of goes on to his writing, and people identify it because he's coming from real places. So
I think that sums it up beautifully, Tom. Does anyone, but if anyone else has anything else, please say.
Yeah, I have thoughts.
Please.
I think he did the hardest work at a time when that hard work did actually have good outcomes. I'm talking about, when he was younger and he was writing the stuff that was just being published in magazines, and the effort that it took for him to get it published in magazines, and the reach that magazines had at that time. If you did the sort of effort now that he did then, you would not have the same outcomes, if for no other reason than because there's like 4 times as many people in the world.
Sure. Yeah.
So he did what he needed to do, and he worked hard to do it, and it worked for him because of the situation. And so the name was built then, and I think he has that longevity because he's continued to be consistently good. But he never would have been as huge as he was now otherwise, just the time frame. He got lucky.
Yeah, always an element. That's always an element, yes.
Like, the hard work is not overridden, but it's, right time, right place.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm glad he's still here, and I'm looking forward to what's coming next. Yeah. What's that there, Baron?
Case in point, this is one of the magazines that he got a short story published in back in 1980.
Wow.
Oh,
nice.
and you have it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like your collection, sir. I like your collection. I look forward to what's coming up next. Yeah, whatever. I will be here for it. We will be here for it on the Evil Popcorn podcast. Absolutely. I think, unless there's anything else anyone wants to say, I think we've pretty much covered everything. Any thoughts, children? Follow us at Evil Popcorn Pod. If you have your top 3 films, books, etc., factoids for us, please let us know.
If you agree or you disagree with anything we said.
If you disagree, please, we are here for open discourse. It's not all about glazing or hating. We're trying to reach that balance in between. And
if we've got anything wrong, tell us.
All that, please. And we're not stopping with King because G Noir wants to do Maximum Overdrive.
Have I got to watch Maximum Overdrive for the podcast?
You do.
God, I'm still getting over the last time I watched it.
That truck with the face.
Oh,
I had the toy of that.
Over that.
I had a toy truck of that when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
No.
Yeah.
It's just the Green Goblin.
I know.
Soda Machine still scare me. I only saw part of that movie, but because that's the one where like they're shooting soda cans out of the soda machine, right, and killing people.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the electric knife, the meat carver that comes to life on the bench and starts moving towards.
And Stephen King's in it, and his ATM calls him an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It even makes an appearance in one of my personal favorite movies, True Romance. They're in the hotel room. They're in the hotel room watching Maximum Overdrive at one point.
Oh, I saw you said Stephen King did a cameo.
No.
How did he get that?
I mean, everyone else was in that movie. I think everybody else is in that movie except for Morgan Freeman and Stephen King. But I mean, yeah.
This has been great. Thank you, everyone. Definitely thank you, children of the popcorn. And I really think we're done. Baron?
Go to bed, children. Go to bed.
Oh, I love it when you're evil.